A lot of people, they have vision, they have dreams and shit, but they don't put up no percentage or no effort trying to make that shit come to life. It's just like you being a workaholic, bro. It's like it ain't no telling where you end up in life. You know what I mean? Like you a workaholic and can't shit stop you and slow you down from getting your work done. It ain't no telling what you be in life. You know what I mean? Don't let your environment like determine or control what you're gonna be when you grow.
Sometimes it takes just good energy. Sometimes it takes support. For me to see a person make their vision come into fruition, for me to see a person want a goal and be goal-oriented and then command it and then make it take effective form, that it take cojones to do that. And your family not going to always agree with you. The people around you not going to always agree with you. So it's going to take you getting away from people that's not like-minded. So that's the most bravest thing that it is to do, is believe in yourself, because you're going to have to get outside of your element to believe in yourself. A warrior's greatest goal is peace. I'm a man. We separate the men from the mice. Now, I can say this. Please forgive me because I'm not sorry. Because when you love me, you accept me as I am. Yeah, I am who I am. Who I'm not, I will never be.
Stop questioning your purpose. Just know that whatever journey you're on, you can't be envious of somebody else. You can't look over in their yard and go, why ain't I rocking like that person? It's not your time. God don't want that to happen for you like that. You just keep doing what you doing, and there's no bad in your life. It's all good. Just be grateful along the way to God. Trust God in this journey. He got you. Don't try to thirst to be nobody else. Just don't question when something bad happens to you. Just know that God's trying to make you stronger. And lastly, just be grateful for who you are on this journey. Don't try to be anybody except you.
Are you a superhero to your kid? Absolutely. Not when your boss is in the room. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something, distress, go through all of it. So when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody. Right, well, that's the you can just pass it to him. Can another man say you're fired? Absolutely. No one can tell me that. That's priceless. Do you think your son enjoys you calling somebody else a boss? Don't you think your son would rather wake up with you and you could pick him up from school instead of having to do a 9 to 5? Don't you think your son would love if his name was up there? I taught my son never to have a boss. He's 23. He owns a restaurant. He has cookies. He has equity. He busts his ass so he can pass it on to his son. If that's not what you hustling for, you're selfish. You keep saying I'm worried about my kids. You worried about you. My kids, you enjoy the safety and the security of a job every day. But there's no pride in that to me. But when you do something that's for yourself and your family, it never feels like work. I hustle for my last name. I don't hustle for my first.
People, it's like you knew. You got to prove yourself and all that shit. Me, I ain't had to prove myself to how I felt. It's like I felt like I had to everybody else I would prove myself, but to me, it's like I was just waiting like, damn, watch how they face turn, and goddamn when I flip this shit and I get hot and do this and do that, because I knew I was going to get myself hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like 100% knew it.
How'd you know it, and how were you able to execute on that?
It's like I ain't scared, bro, and I love the hustle. I love the adrenaline. I love the feeling of putting a play together and like going all the way through with it and smiling at the end because it did more than what you even thought and expected the shit to do. Mm-hmm. Know what I'm saying? And with any play you execute and you do that on, it's like it's going to be success. I don't care what it is. I don't care who you is. It's like you do it right, it's going to get done right.
That's the definition of a boss. It's the definition of a father. Mm-hmm. It's the definition of a man. Mm-hmm. Like we're too used to not being 100% what we're meant to be.
Right.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be working for somebody. We're supposed to be taking care of our family. We're supposed to be making it easy for the people we love. We're not so. If you are all right with your kids having to go through the same exact problems that you had, then what you here for?
Right.
And a life without a purpose is not a life. It's a depressed existence.
It's like I know what I want, I know what I'm worth, and I know what I'm gonna do. And I know what all I'm doing right now, so I know exactly what predicted and what situation I'm gonna be in next year and 2 years from now. So you can't talk to me about like some money right now when it's like I don't know, bro. Like my mind just geeked up crazy as hell. And I see shit before it happens and I know exactly what I want.
The only way to get to the top of the mountain is to climb that motherfucker. If you get in a helicopter and they drop you off at the top, you don't know what it feel like. Still, you can't talk to the nigga who climbed, bro. You don't know what it feel like. The only way to get there is to climb it. You can't get on a nigga back. That don't work. You can't get y'all that don't work. Like, you will never get the feeling like, nigga, LeBron could tell you all day how it feels to win a ring, and you still won't know how it feels because you ain't win one. You feel me? Like, the only way to do it is to do the work. And with that, it just puts all the power in your hands. Like, I don't think it's nothing I can't do if it just comes down to work. Like, if the only thing between me and what I want to get done is work, nigga, I'm gonna have everything my way. You feel me? Like, but when you make all these other excuses between it and you start to dilute that space, you start not believing in yourself because you think it comes down to a nigga in a suit or something. When it's like, no, bro, you just didn't work. You didn't do the work. You didn't make it because you didn't do the work. You feel me? That's the only reason.
That's some real shit, though.
That's the only reason. Every time. Every time. Find a nigga who didn't make it and ask them, did they quit? And then did they do the work?
That's what, you know what I mean, separate the boys and the men. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you can go, jump out here and play if you want to, but you start fucking up, you ain't taking care of your business, bro. You just a victim to this shit.
It's a mentality. I have generations of this. What if your kids aren't as strong as you? What if your kids' kids aren't as strong as you? Then what?